Hello, it is another Sims Disney challenge. Today I am creating Pocahontas, Mulan, and Tiana. I could probably just spend all this time talking about what I was doing, what I was thinking when I was creating these, or I can just talk about the movies in general, and I think that's what it's going to be. Just a stream of conscious of, I don't know, what's going on right now. So, for Pocahontas, I decided to obviously have her love the outdoors. She's a loner and she's athletic. Yeah, she's athletic. I recently watched Pocahontas with my son and my niece. My son is 3 and my niece is 6 months. They really enjoyed it for different reasons. I think the last time I had watched it before this time probably was when my son was 6 months. She was a fun princess to create as a sim because her bone structure is very different than the previous princesses. So your first couple princesses where you have Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, they all have very similar bone structure and just very similar looking. Now we're really getting into, Ariel kind of had just a bit of different look with the bright red hair, and that was fun. Jasmine was definitely different, and her eyes were real large and very cat eye. But now we're really getting into Pocahontas, who's Native American, so you have very defining features with high cheekbones and the nose. The next one that I'm going to do is Mulan, and you'll see that one. Obviously, she's Chinese and has, again, high cheekbones, but a bit of a rounder face. It's just fun being able to do 3 princesses in a row that have very different features. It's more of a challenge than the first one that I did. Probably one of the most frustrating things I find with the Create a Sim is the hairstyle options. Now, I, at this point, had not bought very many game packs or expansions for The Sims 4. I now decided to invest, and now I have the majority of the game packs and the expansions, because I just realized that the amount of hairstyles you get and clothing options, all of that, it really, really helps when you're trying to do a challenge of creating a cartoon character. Having this base game stuff really, it's kind of limiting. I still think they turned out well, and I think that it's fun to be limited in certain ways. Makes the challenge harder. But now that I have all these other game packs and more content, I might go back and re-look at these that I've done. Maybe not, I don't know. I do like the way they turned out, so. Again, as I stated, I think in my last video, finding I think my favorite part is deciding each of their outfits, their daily outfit, their formal outfit, workout, sleepwear, party. It's a lot of fun, and if the character themselves, they don't have very many outfits to choose from, like Pocahontas, you can really explore what would they have worn, if they're working out or going to a party. What would she choose to wear based on her personality? And that's just fun to dive into. Now I'm starting up on Mulan. I made her family oriented because she's obviously all of her decisions revolve around her family. So I thought that was a good choice, even though in The Sims it really doesn't. More so Mulan's really interested in having kids. And I don't know if Mulan's interested in having kids. That's a fantastic movie. Great music, great story. I think everybody basically agrees. And we've got the live action coming out, and Justin, my boyfriend, and I are very opposing views on this subject because Mulan is up there as one of his favorites. His favorites are Hercules, and I think then second is Mulan. Actually, possibly Princess and the Frog is second, and then Mulan, just because he really likes the bad guy, Dr. Facilier? Whatever, I don't know how to say his name. That guy. He really likes him, which it's true. He's probably, I should save this for when I get to Tiana, but he's probably one of the best villain. He's probably one of the best villain character designs for a long time for Disney. He's great. Anyways, back to Mulan. So our opinions vary quite a bit. Now, I will say I definitely see where he's coming from, because his point of view is, if you wanted to make a live-action Mulan, why did they change? The whole storyline. They took out the dragon, they took out, what did they add? They added a phoenix, the bad guy is a female sorceress kind of lady, there's magic going on. It's very different than Mulan. And my opinion is that I enjoy creative, adaptations. I enjoy different creative adaptations in kind of any scope. If your brain just starts kind of coming up with a certain idea and it kind of starts getting really good, why not run with it? And I am very willing to see it through and see what these people kind of came up with. Now, I would say that since they changed so much, I would have rather seen, instead of here's a live action Mulan, instead they could have just done here's a live action separate story Mulan type movie, but it's not Mulan, like it's something separate. And I think that would have come off better if they were really going to go in this direction. Obviously, haven't seen it, hasn't come out yet, who knows. And that's kind of the point that I have, is just I'm very willing to give most things a try. When I saw the trailer, I thought, this looks good. It doesn't look exactly like Mulan, but it looks good, and it looks like I'll be entertained. And I think that's the important thing. I also think that with every adaptation, they've tried to do something a little different. So for Beauty and the Beast, we got that, like, picture for picture, real life adaptation of it. and that turned out wonderful. But you look at the Jungle Book live action, and they changed very specific scenes, and I actually thought it worked better, or they added to it, and I really liked what they did to it. What's another one? This is from a long time ago, but Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland was a strong deviation from the cartoon, and I feel like it was really, really well done. Maleficent, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with. I really like the live action, and they chose, well, here's the thing, is they chose very specifically to make Maleficent like a live action Sleeping Beauty movie centered on the villain, which means they're trying different things and seeing, what fits best with which story, and if changing Mulan created a better end product, I'm down for it. So it's kind of a we'll see. But the live adaptations have failed and have succeeded in different ways. And I think that some have succeeded being a shot for shot, and some have succeeded being that they took a lot of chances with variation. So we'll kind of see where it falls. I'm interested. And I'm definitely not going to just judge it on the get-go, judge it on the trailer. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to give it its full, a full try. Okay, now we move on to Tiana, who I love The Princess and the Frog. I think that it's a fantastic movie, and I think it kind of gets better each time you watch it. I loved it when I watched it in the theater. I watched it in the theater after work one day with my coworker. We both hopped over, and when we went into the theater, we were starving because it was right after work. We were both very hungry, so we went to, where were we? Santa Fe Station, Las Vegas. The Santa Fe or the Fiesta. They're both close to each other, so I don't remember which one. Anyways, we went to Fat Burger, and we got ourselves a bowl of the Fat Burgers, and then we put them in our large boat purses and snuck them into the movie theater and ate Fat Burger while sitting there watching The Princess and the Frog. So it was a wonderful time. It's a wonderful memory. I think that that's not even the reason why I love the movie so much, though. That is a great memory, and to have that attached to the movie is just even more wonderful. But I just genuinely love this movie. I love all of the characters. I love the portrayal of just her struggle, and the only thing that I don't like about the movie is that she spends a long time as a frog. And this is gonna be weird, but I don't know if I like talking animals in movies. They're fine, but it's kind of weird, and there's definitely exceptions to that rule. I love the rescuers, but when it's a movie about humans and then there's talking animals, it's weird. I don't really know. I was also just talking about how this movie is great to watch, keeping in mind white privilege, and how Charlotte is such a good friend to Tiana, and yet she definitely suffers from, white privilege, and she's just very oblivious to it, and she doesn't understand. But that doesn't make her a bad person in any way, and she's a very good friend. Same thing with her father. It's interesting because we started talking about how her father, is definitely just, rich, white, southern guy, but when you listen to the conversation, it's very short between him and Tiana's mother. They definitely have a long-standing working relationship where he hires her to make these dresses, and it's just really interesting that, you know, you can be a good person and you can still suffer from being oblivious to the privilege your race has given you. So, in that light, I think that it's just an interesting movie to watch for that reason. Along with the fact that it's just a really freaking good movie. And back to the villain. His song is fantastic. His character design is awesome. It's creepy, but not over the top creepy. He's charismatic. It's really interesting. Naveen's a great character. I think really they all are just, it's a really great movie all around. But anyways, creating the sim for Tiana was a lot of fun because she has different features. You get to play around with style that's very different and of a specific time period. Plus, I got to make her a chef. That was also really fun for me. I make a lot of my Sims chefs. A lot of times I either go with chef or writer. Those are like my main two, or painter. Chef, writer, or painter. Those are my main goals or jobs, aspirations that I give my Sims. So there you have it. Pocahontas, Mulan, and Tiana create a sim. If you'd like to see any of my other stuff, I have some other Disney Princess Create a Sims uploaded, and I'm going to try to upload the next 3 very soon. I also do some painting videos. Go check out my content. Alright, hope you enjoyed.